Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another freaking awesome. That's one word.
Freaking awesome
Episode of the Squared Circle Sessions. Next to me is my co-host and good buddy Justin. We are here to talk to none of you right now because no one loves us right this moment, but that's okay. I'm sure people will chime in here shortly. We're on the road to Wrestlemania, dude. I'm excited about this. It's it's 3 weeks away as of Friday, right?
You got 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. So I'm stoked.
Because
I'm really
work.
I'll save that vacation time.
I know that's what I'm going to use. I just got to put it in.
Yeah. So we really haven't talked about this, but we'll get into it a little deeper. But I'm really actually excited about the Hall of Fame this year, just because I want to see Triple H's speech.
It's what? Triple H, the earthquake and typhoon.
Yeah, the natural disasters.
Yeah. Lex Luger.
I'm going to pull it up.
And then Stone Cold and Bret Hart are going to be there. Are they getting in?
So, all right. Here's what they're doing with this. They're adding a special class to this, but I'll get there in a second. So, who's the inductees this year? Triple H, Michelle McCool, and Lex Luger as individuals. The group is going to be the Natural Disasters, who are the one-time WWF Tag Team Champs, Typhoon and Earthquake. And they're making a new class now for moments or matches. And the match is from WrestleMania 13, the no DQ match.
The sharpshooter with the crimson mask. Yeah. Yep.
And a lot of people forget there was a special guest referee for that match, and it was Ken Shamrock. So that was one of the greatest matches. If no one's ever seen it,
he shows up.
Could you imagine? That'd be cool. Maybe he's going to induct it.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be fitting. But I wanted to ask you about that. That was one of the things I wanted to say. What do you think about this moments part? Do you think that's something that they should be doing, or you should think it'd be just left for the wrestlers themselves?
No, I think it's cool. I mean, don't go overboard with it. You don't do more than one a year.
Right.
Maybe do one every other year so it doesn't get too jumbled, but I like it.
I wish they would actually make a physical Hall of Fame that people can go visit.
Absolutely.
Make a plaque for everybody that's in, just like Cooperstown.
They never did that up in Connecticut.
That's what they should do. Stamford is a good place to do it. It's right by the headquarters. You'll drive a lot of traffic up there. I think that'd be a great idea. People would visit. I would go visit.
The only issue is you have the Basketball Hall of Fame right pretty close there.
So that's in Massachusetts.
It's not far, though. It's like 3 hours.
Okay. I don't care. You get a couple-hour drive to the hall. You could do a trip across the country.
You could hit all three of them.
Basketball, WWE, baseball, and football. Just go across the country. Go west.
While you're in Ohio, you might as well go to the Rock and Roll.
See? And then you could go to Dollywood.
And loop back.
But I'm actually really, really thrilled that Triple H is going in finally. I didn't realize he wasn't even in as an individual yet. I know this would be a 3-time Hall of Famer now. But I think it's cool that he's going in. I can't wait to see his speech. The Undertaker's was the one I was really looking forward to when they did it, but to see Triple H give a speech.
Who's putting Triple H in? You think Stephanie?
I don't know.
Or Shawn?
I would hope it's Shawn. But I don't know. That's a good question. Do you think he has his wife do it, or do you think it's Shawn? That's a good question. I didn't even think about that.
Like, that's what I'm most interested to see. Like, who is it? Who's going to put Triple H in?
But no one inducted The Undertaker. He just came out and gave a speech.
Oh, shit.
All the wrestlers were on. That was awesome. The moments leading up to that whole thing when he walked out and everything was just fabulous with that.
But I mean, that's kind of how The Undertaker rolled.
Yeah. So now On that topic, do you think Undertaker puts his wife in because she's going in?
Probably.
Okay. And then who's going to do Lex?
One of two people.
Go ahead.
It's gonna be DDP if they can't get Sting.
Yeah. Good call on Sting. I didn't think about
That's already been said. Lex Luger's already said that.
Oh, did he?
Wants,
Okay. So I didn't
he
hear,
wants
didn't hear that.
Sting or DDP. If he had his choice, he wants Sting first.
I think Sting would. He's not even affiliated with AEW anymore, right?
I think he still has. I think he's still under contract with them. He's not wrestling, but I think he's still under contract with them. And I'm pretty sure the WWE was thinking of, I don't know if they have or not, but they were thinking about reaching out to AEW to try to at least get him for that.
AEW, do the right thing. Let them induct
Right?
Sting. Sting. That'd be cool. So I just thought that was cool to touch on real quick. And I wish, like I said, WWE pay attention. Build a Hall of Fame. If you build it, we will come.
Yeah. Talk about fucking boosting your goddamn. Don't they have a traveling one though?
I don't know, dude. I mean, the Fanatics Fest looked like it was a traveling mini Hall of Fame with all the belts they had there.
Right now, and you would assume for like WrestleMania when it's just a WWE show, there's more there.
Yeah. What's up, Aaron? Aaron, maybe you can answer this. We got a question we're running through. Who's going to induct Triple H into the Hall of Fame? Who do you think it's going to be? Anybody watching, let us know who you think it's going to be. And if you don't know wrestling, just take a guess. I can imagine some of those answers.
Dale Earnhardt.
That's going to be a social media post tomorrow. Who's going to induct Triple H? Wrong answers only. HBK. We thought that or Stephanie, dude. Justin said Stephanie or Sean. I think it fittingly would be Sean.
Maybe Ric Flair?
I don't know, dude.
It'd be a way to get him there if Cena's going to win the title.
So here. Okay. All right. While we're on these weird conspiracy theories, what if they let Vince induct him, his own son-in-law? I created this guy. Can you imagine?
He ain't ever stepping foot back in the fucking WWE building.
I love the April Fool's joke
yesterday. Ticket.
I love the April Fool's joke yesterday where he was buying TNA.
Yeah. It would have made sense had they not had to deal with
WWE. All right. So, what do you want to talk about?
We'll get to that, okay? We'll get to that.
Now that I mean, SmackDown did kick off with a pretty cool promo between Cody and Randy Orton.
Yeah, and Kevin gets it. I thought that one was weird. It was just basically fucking Orton out there
patting Cody on the ass.
Glazing fucking Cody. Like,
yeah. But I want to understand why they don't know what to do with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Why on God's green earth would you inject Drew McIntyre into that situation except to waste time for a match later on in the night with Orton? What purpose did that serve?
That's it. Because he's got his own thing with fucking Priest. Why didn't you brought in Damian? You brought in Kevin. Why the fuck didn't you bring Priest into that?
I don't know.
Honestly, all of that shit when they go overseas is just to be able to get as many of the stars in so they can be seen.
Right.
Because they don't go there as often as they do the United States. It's not as easy for them to get tickets.
And I'll give them this. There's not been one dead crowd over there.
Right.
Those crowds, I'm sorry. Backlash with France last year was just
all right.
Incredible. But
we're on conspiracy theories. We were on conspiracy theories. Here we go.
Okay.
This is probably going to be the rest of our fucking show. We're not even going to talk about anything that's happened.
That's fine.
So they're having this issue. You know, they had to move Cena and Cody to Netflix because, you know, the language is not going to be held on USA. They're having this brand issue, right? Why not split it into like WWE Europe, and then you have WWE? All the PLEs, you mix them. You can mix stories, but it would give them more shows over there.
Do you know how much that would cost?
Probably a lot.
Just airfare and travel expenses alone.
Well, no. Like literally the stars that are going to be in, say, SmackDown becomes a European show. The wrestlers live over there while they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hotel to hotel anyway. And it's no different going through Europe than it is the United States. It's probably less driving.
So, you're right. We're not going to talk about anything else because now questions are popping in my head. So these guys are subcontract employees. They're 1099 employees. They have their own accountants. They pay their own taxes. So I know when they're traveling, they're responsible for their own rental cars and hotel and stuff like that. Do you think it's different when they're traveling overseas? Do they all get on the same plane, and does WWE pay for that? Or is that something they have to pay out of their pocket too? I would assume that WWE is going to say, we're sending you to Europe. I got to pay for that. That's a question I would like to know the answer to. Because that's a hell of an expense to be paying for round trip airfare.
No, I'm pretty sure WWE would pay for that.
I would hope.
Or part of it.
I would hope.
So
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they have their own big Boeing that they just put everybody on and fly over. I don't know. I have questions. I don't have answers to.
But I mean, that would be a way they could kind of split the brands.
Yeah.
Keep it interesting. I don't know. It'd probably still be the same shit though.
Yeah, Stacey, I know they pay their own way, but I'm just wondering if when they mandate them to go over to Europe like they are now, does the WWE foot that bill? They make the wrestlers pay that bill because that's a hell of an expense. Maybe they pay them more for the shows over there. I don't know. It's just something I'm kind of curious to know. It's not really like earth shattering, but I'm just curious now.
And anymore, the contracts are getting to where it, like WWE pays for it because AEW came along. Their wrestlers don't pay for shit.
Right.
And they make a shitload of money.
Maybe that's why they're broke right now.
It led to the only good line Cena had Monday.
Which was? Well, don't. We're almost... No, wait. We'll get there. So here we go. SmackDown, Street Profits, they beat Pretty Deadly in their first title defense to keep the titles. We knew LA Knight and Braun Strowman was going to end up in a weird, wonky situation with Jacob Fatu interfering. We have to talk about the closing segment, though, with Rollins, Punk, and Reigns. The contract signing. So good. So awesome. Roman sitting there with this big shit-eating grin on his face, like jawing away, making fun of Punk, like one man's dream is another man's favor, whatever the hell he said. And then Heyman, he told him that wasn't my favor. And then
Heyman was like,
Heyman mouse, God damn it. Yeah. We're going to get to Cena Cody. We're getting there. Okay. Calm down, Simmons. We're there. We're almost there. We got 40 minutes left on the show. We're going to go right there in a second. I just wanted to make sure Justin got through SmackDown first because he gets sidetracked real easy. And I know he's very passionate about his Cena Cody Rhodes thing right now. So, all right. Contract signing was great. Blah, blah, blah. Monday Night Raw. Cena Cody. Go ahead.
Just did you
In we go.
Well, hold on. Let's go back to the end of SmackDown there.
Go ahead.
They announced that it's gonna main event night 1.
Like I told you, but go ahead.
Right? That's what I'm saying. You were right.
But here's the disclaimer. I don't like it.
However, Seth is so against it main eventing.
Uh-huh.
Does he pull some backstage bullshit?
So what I think is going to happen ultimately,
Like in character, not in person.
No. What I think ultimately is going to happen, end result of this whole thing, somehow, some way, Heyman's going to turn on Reigns and Punk in a line with Rollins.
Imagine those two mouthpieces together. Holy shit.
I think end game, Rollins, Reigns and Heyman. Roman's kind of the tweener right now. This is where I came up with all this stuff. I've been thinking about it. Roman's more of a tweener, and he's not going to be that heel character. Heyman is the ultimate heel mouthpiece. So I think he disassociates with both of them because and Aaron, I see your comment. He could flip on one, but not both. Heyman is more aligned with Roman right now than he is with Punk, even though Heyman straight out said in real life, Punk is his real life best friend. But on screen, I think Heyman shifts gears and shifts over with Rollins.
Huh.
Still owing Punk that favor. It's going to add the extra layer to the storyline.
Huh.
Aaron, I agree. Heyman is gold. Gold on that mic. Number 1. Number 2 is
okay. So now I'm
go ahead.
thinking long term.
I love it.
Long-term booking and things that have happened like backstage. And if he goes with Rollins, it'll make sense. Because then you can take Rollins and start feuding him with Breaker and somehow play that into like the heavyweight championship with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Because Heyman now has control of Breaker's work. Like they're working
He's
together
producing his
backstage
matches.
now, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
That would make sense. I could see that. And Rollins is a perfect person to put somebody like Breaker with. I think Rollins could pull amazing work out of Breaker. Out of anybody really, but
Aaron, I understand what Stacey's saying. In a sense, he is irrelevant though, because he's basically what you said, the third wheel right now in this match. So he's a cog. He's there for a reason. And the only reason I can think that he's in there is to do some kind of a swerve where Rollins walks out victorious and Heyman turns on Roman and aligns with Rollins. He may not turn on Punk.
I'm pissed he's not getting Punk to himself.
Okay, so I'm going to go long-term storyline here. Let me edit my last statement. He turns on Roman, meaning Heyman, aligns with Rollins. He's still going to have that relationship with Punk. And maybe that's where Punk and Rollins rejuvenate this feud. Rollins somehow, some way gets a title, and now Punk goes after Rollins. Payoff.
I mean, I guess
There's a lot of working parts, and I'm throwing a lot of shit out there. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Honestly, I think this might eventually push Rollins to trying to go with The Rock.
Rock. See. All right. We're going to move to Raw now. Where the fuck is The Rock?
Right.
In all of this, and I said this last week, he's fucked up 2 WrestleManias in a row now. He messed up plans with Cody, interjected himself, fixed it all up the way he wanted to. Cody wins, blah, blah, blah. Now he's back interjecting his shit into the storyline with Cody, and he's vanished. He's just gone.
So while I was at work last night, I was listening to I listened to Rogan. Then it led into Eric Bischoff's podcast. And they started like kind of future booking where if Cena wins Mania, they had Rock Cena at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where Rock Cena 2 happened.
That's true. And it was at WrestleMania, and it was
MetLife. Rock wins the belt, and you have Cody chasing Rock. Because The Rock is the final boss.
Do you have Cody chasing Rock, or do you have Orton chasing 15? At some point,
I would rather see Orton chase 15 and Rock not even ever touch the belt.
Orton's going to break this record. I think Orton would be fitting, a third-generation superstar holding that record.
He stays healthy.
That's the point. That's the biggest X factor.
Because he's 45, 45,
somewhere in there.
And you still got to get the belt 4 more times.
He's 45.
Or I'm fantasy booking. Cena never gets the 17th. And Orton's the one to get 17 because then you only got to get him the belt 3 times.
So, all right.
And Orton has the belt for Cena's last match where Cena tries to win it going out and he loses.
I'm with Stacy on this. We're already setting up Randy and Cena. So I think Randy's going to be the one to retire John. As much as John says, I'm taking the belt and I'm leaving, it's not going to happen. Cena's going to be retired with Randy. He has to.
Can't even remember. That was what, last week? Yeah.
Read that.
Listen, I know he is. I'm just hoping he doesn't. Honestly, it would be a great way for them to rework that belt. You have the one on Raw. Raw looks like the old WCW belt. Then you have this one that looks like the toy John Cena introduced into this fucking business. And he'd be the perfect one to take the toy out so they can bring the real one back. Or something closer to it.
Yeah, I think in the Ultimate heel
because they've already teased the Winged Eagle a couple times this year.
Right. So, in seeing this heel run, I bet you he brings back a variation of the spinner because everyone hates it. If Aaron doesn't do what he's saying, where they double turn and Orton's the heel now. Maybe he brings back the version of the new WWE Championship spinner belt. Orton wins, they retire it, and they bring back the Winged Eagle one.
I don't know. I think Cody has to start with the Winged Eagle. Has to.
They let him have it. Remember? One night only. Then Owens ran around with it for a while.
And that was in what? January they did that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just a little foreshadowing there that's when the belt's coming back next year.
Watch this. Yes, Aaron, there was a lot of gold in that belt.
That spinner belt was the dumbest shit. Like, honestly, John Cena was a lot of the reason I stopped watching wrestling.
Wow.
So, like, the fact that he's back doing the same shit, it just...
Well, I think there's a lot of people that don't realize how close, and I embrace this fully, sir, how close Cena was to getting released from the WWE. I don't know if you realize this, but
I've seen the stories. Like I know
he was on the back of the bus freestyling. Marissa, stop laughing. Stop laughing, miss. But it's cool that he built himself up. He made his empire, dude.
And good for him. I just...
And that's where kind of what Cody said that Vince made him. John made himself. As much as Vince pushed him, John developed all this shit.
Right. But like I said, I really stopped watching because of him. I never really saw prime John Cena. But
Aaron
all I've ever heard is
he's
good on the mic. He's good on the mic. I've yet to see it.
What?
Monday was better. It was better. Last week was the first
better.
Week sucked.
Well, okay. I agree that his heel stuff was not the greatest, but he always just burns people on the mic. He's incredible. Go back and watch YouTube videos and see his old promos. They're epic. They are epic.
I haven't really seen him. He burned Cody last night.
Because you can't see him.
I loved it. That line last night, it might have been right after Cody mentioned Vince making him. And he said he makes empires for billionaires. You just take their kids' money.
Right.
That line, that was good. That was fucking good.
That was one of the best promos between two people I've ever seen.
Cody fucking killed him.
It was pretty close. Cody might have an edge with it, especially with some of the stuff that he came out. Like there's more dick in the jorts.
And the line, I may have done a lot of shit in this or a lot of bad stuff in this business, but not once have I ever been told by them that I can't wrestle.
Yeah, that was
the
crazy.
End of the promo. That was it. That was over.
That was a mic drop. I'll give him that. But end of the segment, they made Cena look so weak, taking one Cody Cutter. Or not Cody Cutter.
Yeah. Crossroads.
I'm trying to brain fart. Takes one Crossroads.
Stacey's got me all fucked up here. Vince made Cody? How?
Listen.
Cody left as fucking Stardust.
Listen, Justin. I love you like a brother. That's one lady I don't want to go toe-to-toe with. So be careful with what you wish for right now.
I just want to know how. Like,
she knows her shit, dude.
He was being buried and made his character. I mean, stole his brother's original name and music.
I don't know. But
I get that he brought him back, but that he brought him back based on what Cody did for himself on the independents and starting his own company.
So this, I
which
think, what
he
she's saying,
to being booed out of.
Right. I think this is what she's saying, though, that Vince brought him back, made him what he is, pushed him to the moon.
Right, but Vince also knew that was best for business because Cody was hot.
Yeah.
So that's a back scratching. They're both scratching each other's backs there.
But here's one thing that you know just as well as I do about Vince McMahon. It doesn't matter how hot you are. If Vince wants you in the palm of his hand, he's going to shove you up here. I mean, there's tons of times where they could have pushed another superstar that wrestled better.
Right, but Vince didn't push Cody. I mean, he pushed Cody but he never pushed Cody over. It was Triple H that finally put Cody over.
Right.
So
keep pushing. There's so many others he could have made the play. Vince makes and breaks whomever he wants to.
But at the same time, he knew Cody wasn't going to take shit. Cody wasn't going to come back just because Vince wanted him to.
Marissa, I'm staying out of this convo. I'm letting them have at it. So you're with me on this one. Marissa is my tag team partner, and you are going against Aaron and Stacy right now.
I don't think he pushed Cody because of what Cody was. He pushed Cena and Reigns because he wanted to. He pushed Cody because he had to.
All right. Vince doesn't care anything personally. He's always 100% about business. Cody's still a businessman, knows how far he can't and push it even now.
Is Vince all about business, though? Reigns was getting pushed well before he was ready. That's why people hated him.
That's kind of my point.
Theory was pushed far before he was ready.
And that's kind of what I was saying before. If Vince likes you...
McIntyre, like, Cody never got a push as an unknown. Like, he was put with Orton and all of them. And then he was Stardust.
He beat me to it. No, not this one. There it is. That was my next play on words here. So Stacy, I'm not kind of sure what we're part of this conversation we're into now, but Roman, like,
he adapted. He was supposed to be the biggest face, and he was hated.
And I've always said Roman is best as a tweener, kind of the middle guy.
I loved I don't know if it was a documentary or just, I don't know, something I saw that they did on him about him talking about, like, going through that. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he transformed his character. Good for him. But again, it had a lot to do with Heyman.
Yes.
Heyman was a big part in that. So kudos to him for getting his shit together. So,
which is another, if Heyman leaves him, can he tread water by himself now?
He doesn't. Yeah, at this point, he doesn't need Heyman. Heyman was a big asset to him, but he'd be better adversarially against Heyman, in my opinion, now, because it's getting to the point where you can see the twinges where Heyman's separating. Like, he's trying to do the thing with Punk. He's trying to be nice to Roman. That's going to implode at some point. So, yeah, Aaron, I said that too. Roman doesn't need Paul at this point. He did. He built the Roman Empire. It's time to make him go on his own now.
Right. I know. I mean, I get that. It's just hard for me to see past Roman before Paul.
Yeah.
So I'd have to see it first. One of those see it to believe it type of things.
I don't even know where we're at in this conversation now. We went from Cena, Cody promo. Now we're talking about Roman again. This is why I love this show. It just gets all foobarred. All right. What else on Raw you want to discuss? Stacy, I couldn't agree anymore, my dear. This is what we do.
I almost want to jump to the Gunther Jimmy match.
Go ahead. Look, Aaron's with it. He was reading your mind.
I love what they added to that story. Holy shit.
You love that?
Yes.
Hold on. Marissa, congratulations. Be sure to donate to the Aaron Bertholoff traveling fund. Be sure to talk to you later about this. Anyway, go ahead.
You didn't?
No.
Explain.
It's predictable what happened. So he blades, he's bleeding all over the place. He beats the piss out of him. He zip ties Jay to the ring, blah, to the ropes, blah, 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 blah. It sucked because it's just showing you that this is not going to be a clean victory for Jay at WrestleMania. Jimmy's going to be written off TV with his injuries. He's going to show up. He's going to screw them somehow. And he's going to screw Gunther, and Jay's going to win the title.
don't think so.
He's going to come back and avenge his brother's victory. And
I don't think you can have that be the way Jay wins. I mean, you've already screwed the man at WrestleMania.
Right. So then what was the point of them beating the ever-loving piss out of Jimmy Uso?
To build the fire in Jay.
Okay, but Jimmy's going to want his revenge. What better way to get revenge than to screw him out of the title? Hit him with a chair while the referee's distracted. I don't know, but it's going to be a wonky finish. I hate to say it. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want it to happen this way. I feel like I say that a lot, but I just see it. Yes, Aaron, if they added a stipulation where it's a no DQ match, then you know that's happening. You know that Jimmy's coming back to help him. Or they just ban all outside interference. I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking with this, but if they make it a no DQ or a street fight, whatever it's going to be, I just don't know, dude. I didn't like it. I really didn't. I'm sorry. I know we're going to have a different opinion, so tell me why you liked it.
I just thought it added a layer to the story that I already thought was good. I think it's the better of the two championship stories.
Well, yeah, because the other one's just they're both predictable finishes. And the Cena Cody, it leveled up a little bit. But I don't see it, man. That's a good point too, Stace. And Justin, hold on. That's for you. Since I'm an idiot, you're insane. We're good.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
They finally got emotional investment that wasn't there before. I'll turn the camera around.
You won't. You're online.
Do it. Do it.
So anyway.
Justin.
But anyway, okay. So they got the emotional investment that wasn't there before, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I think it was silly. I think it was the dumbest thing they could have done. It's so predictable at this point now.
You can say that about every storyline going in right now. We know Rhea Io Bianca's gonna happen. That was predicted. That was a predictable match. You knew it was gonna have a fucked up finish.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic for a second. So now, what did you say? I had people in here.
I think a lot of the storylines right now are predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea, Bianca, Io, that match Monday was, you knew it was going to be a fucked up finish. I love Rhea so much. You leave Rhea alone.
I ain't touching this one. I'm over the Rhea Ripley shit too. Okay. She lost the title.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Rhea, Charlotte hit the nail on the head, calling her a child. It's crazy because, like, she lost. You lost. Get over yourself. I don't like the Bianca being involved in the WrestleMania main event. I'm tired of seeing her in the main event of WrestleMania. She's like building a Reigns empire right now with all the time she's been up there. You know, and if I had my way, yeah, Bayley would be in there, but she's not deserving of it at the moment. You could have just had Io and Bianca. I still wish they would have went a different way with this whole match. From the Elimination Chamber.
I don't get why you pulled the belt from Rhea.
Why exactly?
She was so fucking over with the belt.
The tease
I
with
think
Jade.
the issue was they had no other story for her. It was live. They didn't build any other story with her. It was, I don't know. They dropped the ball there.
Yeah, well, this thing, like Stacey's got a great point too. EO is kind of the lost in translation with this whole thing. Why give her the belt if she's going to play third wheel? She should be your face in this match. And you're just kind
I
of.
think that's the point of the storyline they're building.
Why? You're going to shit all over your champ? For what reason?
I think EO goes over at WrestleMania.
So you don't think either one of the women's titles change? Okay.
I think EO goes over.
Okay.
And then she does her crazy fucking whatever thing she does.
Yeah. Well, that's the Tonga, but still.
I mean, I don't think you put it back on Rhea that quick.
You can't.
Because then you kill the Bianca storyline.
Right. I don't know. I'm disappointed with all these championship build-ups. Cena Cody is getting there, though. To my opinion, that's getting better, a lot better. I like Cena's making valid points, but I do think that Cena is starting to show chinks in the armor where he's regretting this heel turn, in a sense, in his brain, on screen, obviously. And I think that's going to lead to a shift in the dynamic with his character shortly after WrestleMania or before.
So you have 2 more Raw shows before WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is The Rock?
I said that. He ain't involved. He's done.
Like, what was the point of Cena selling his soul?
Because Rock just had to have his face on TV. Come on, think about it. The debut episode of Netflix. Debut. Who was the first one out the curtain? Yeah, Triple H opened the show, but who came out? The Rock. Flex his muscle. He's got to be out there. He's on the board. I want to show my face. I don't like it.
Like, I get The Rock is filming. It's just, if you're gonna interject yourself, you gotta at least participate in the story being built.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, even last year when he couldn't show up, he was clipping videos, clipping promos. Like,
I think he got enough shit and got shit on enough that he said, I better step away.
But he can't, because
yeah, he did.
We all thought he shit on this fucking story with Cody at the Raw Netflix, the first Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it's back.
Yeah.
And now you're just going to walk away? Like, they got to stop letting him do this. He's got to be involved at some point. Has to.
Yeah.
He's going to be at Mania.
I hope. And Stacey, I like this because he wants to feed his ego. Get some cheers. Just his little goosebumps going on. Whatever he's doing. But I'm over the guy. I used to love him. I don't like his character now. Pick one side and stay there. And people like the face Rock. The good guy that comes in, talks shit, quits, walks away. Not this guy that puts himself in storylines and turns heel. He's turning like the Big Show. He'll turn every 6 months.
Over it.
Yep. Me too. But anyway, all right. What else we got?
What else happened Monday?
I forget. It was that boring of a show.
What was the main event? Was that the The women's title match?
Yeah, the women's match. We hit every match that I remember that was even relevant to my brain. I mean, if you want to talk about the old day, we can talk about them, but
No. I listened to that match more than I watched it.
right. I don't pay attention to them no more. That faction fell apart when Big E was kicked out of it. I miss Big E. I love that dude. He's a big bastard.
So you're saying they died when they turned heel?
Yep.
When so they were still relevant when everybody was pretending like Big E was going to come back?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what was holding
they
up.
were. I think they were
everybody
dead.
wanted Big E to come back, and then it just died. Because there was that glimpse of hope that Big E was going to get cleared, a la Daniel Bryan, a la Edge, who those two were never going to wrestle again, and boom, here they came. I think that's what everybody was hoping with Big E, and then it shit the bed because Big E didn't come back. We were talking about his return at the Rumble, remember?
I told you it was done. That was their way of turning them heel. Was their way of writing them off.
Yep.
But I think they felt like they had to turn them heel to do something different. Is it working? No, not really.
No. Now, if Paige comes back and her and Woods make another tape, maybe they'll be relevant again.
she is out of AEW now.
I just want to put out there too that Rusev did sign another WWE deal that was official today. If you didn't hear that, so Lana won't be with him, obviously. Oh wait, no, did they reconcile? I think they got back together.
I don't
if
know.
I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but either way, I'd love to see Lana again. So, I don't
know. Who the fuck? The Australian dude. He's close to coming back. Braun, one of those. The Bronson Reed, that's it.
Oh, the Samoan.
No, he's Australian.
Is he? I thought he was a Samoan. If you would have said the guy that broke his ankle,
he might. Yeah,
the guy that broke his ankle at War Games. Yeah, Bronson Reed is teasing his return. So Alexa Bliss is teasing her return also.
Is she?
Yes, she is. Social media, her Instagram had a picture of her
New Zealand
saying, "What?" So she's playing on social media again.
So what matches do we have confirmed for WrestleMania? There's 2 nights, right?
Yeah.
We have.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Gunther J. Roman Cody Punk. Roman Rollins Punk. Cody Cena.
We got Trish. Here we go. Cody Cena, Reigns Punk, Gunther J, Io Bianca, till they add Rhea, Tiffy Charlotte, AJ Styles and Logan Paul, and Orton Kevin Owens. So there are 2, 4, 6,
matches.
7 matches confirmed. So there's basically one show. One night is full right now. There's going to be a whirlwind of shit that comes out the next couple of weeks.
Which one from the Judgment Day gets the IC title match at WrestleMania?
Dirty Dominic.
And he wins.
We finally agree on something, my guy.
However, I would love to see Finn Balor Demon versus Braun Breaker.
Stacy Breaker Penta. Yeah. Has that been official yet, though? I don't know.
I would agree with that, Stacy, except Monday you have Finn say he's going to go talk to Pierce, and then Liv tell Dom when Finn's done talking to Pierce, she's going to go talk to Pierce because she thinks Dom deserves the belt.
Right.
So I think somehow that weasels him into the title match at Mania.
Or he's going to
keeps Finn out. And that is the end of the Judgment Day.
Or do they have Finn, Dom have a qualifying number one contenders match where Liv screws Finn, gets Dom into the match for Mania, and that's it. Maybe they set it up next week on Raw where you guys want to fight in the ring, figure it out, and Liv screws Finn.
Yeah.
I'm over Penta in general, Stacy. I'm not a fan.
They already have a place for Penta. They just put his brother on SmackDown for whatever reason. That's it. They're gonna go back to the Lucha Brothers, and that's gonna be what they are in WWE.
Penta's feet hitting the floor first at Royal Rumble was enough for me. Finn leaves, JD and Waller comes in. That's a good idea. Yeah, they'll kick Finn out of the Judgment Day. Let Dom be the new leader with his girlfriend Liv.
JD's cleared, isn't he?
Yes.
JD comes down and screws Finn to let Dom win.
That'd be cool.
And then that starts a JD Finn feud while you let Dom win the belt.
We'll see. These next couple weeks are going to be really crazy and really, really nuts with all this stuff that goes on. I'm for it. So. All right. What else you got for me?
I saw a reel earlier. Top 10 wrestlers of all time. I wish I would have, saved it or, sent it to you so I had it, but there were two big names left off that list. John Cena.
Okay.
And Hulk Hogan.
There's probably some fanboy that probably put somebody like Ric Flair.
I'm not sure where they got it from.
Well, Flair should have been on the list anyway, but
it had Undertaker at 1.
Okay.
I think Stone Cold at 2.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you right there. It's the top 2.
I wanted to see your reaction to Cena and Hogan being left off.
As far as the accolades, how do you leave them off? The top 10 wrestlers. Now, if they're going by technical wrestlers, then Cena and Hogan have no business being on there, but neither does Taker either. Taker was a technical wrestler to a degree, but he was more of just a monster, beat the shit out of you, and that was it. So, I don't know. Yeah, Stacey, I like that. Hogan's left off for political reasons. They're recent fans making these lists. I agree with that too. Hogan as a wrestler? No. What did he do? He punched you in the head, gave you a headlock, and he dropped his leg on your neck. Hogan wasn't a wrestler. As far as the wrestling business, Hogan belongs in the top 10 all day long. Just because of his accomplishments. Nothing that he did personally in his life. He's a piece of shit. But as a wrestler, yeah. But again, a lot of this backstage bullshit he pulled is why he was where he was. He was Vince's boy. So, but well, so you know what we do? Next week we'll do our own top 10 list. We'll make our list and we'll present it on Tuesday. That'll give you some homework to do. You have 6 days.
Homework? I don't do homework.
Yep.
I can tell you right now, Cena's more than likely left off.
That's fine. It's your opinion. It's your list, and you got to have good valid reasons why they're on there.
And honestly, I think Hogan would be too.
As a wrestler.
So,
all right. So we're going to clarify this.
He also wasn't my era.
No,
but I didn't get prime Hogan. I got NWO Hogan.
Right. But still, I mean, let's do the top 10. Are we going to go? And I don't think we should do technical wrestlers because there are going to be some names on there that people aren't going to remember who they are. I think we should just do top 10 most impactful wrestlers on the business, in our opinion.
You're going to have to send me a message saying that because I won't remember that.
I will. Stacy, you want to come next week and do this with us? We'll give you some homework too. I'd love to see her list. She can come with us next week if you want. She'll give us ours. We'll have 3 very different lists, I could guarantee you.
Because I'm not like history of wrestling. I'm not really up on. It's just what I've watched.
Okay. Stacy, you're in. But I guess I would put it like, I hate to use the term Mount Rushmore, but Mount Rushmore for the most influential presidents that were up there, they're up there. So you got to make your list of most influential wrestlers on the business. Like, I know you'd have Shawn Michaels in the top 10, and he's deservedly so up there. You know what I mean? But I don't see you putting the Fabulous Moolah up there.
No.
Or Mark Henry with their weird shenanigans that happened. I'm not getting into all this.
Mark Henry was the first one to do a move that it's still done today.
What's that?
It's some sort of body slam, but it's from like this awkward fucking position.
Oh, the front slam? The world's strongest slam, he called it. He held you in front of his body and dropped you down.
No, it was catching somebody in a weird way and then turning it into a slam. I forget. Or the roll through, that's what it is.
Oh, the roll through. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Stacy, next Tuesday night, 6:00 your time, 7:00 our time. We'll have you on and you can do this. And I think the following Wednesday is when we're all going to be in here. Another crossover show.
We got to come up with something for the 19th. Night 1. We got to do a preview show, don't we?
We can do it a couple hours beforehand. Especially if you're off.
Both days.
I'm good with it.
Hell, just start the stream, have a camera facing all of us watching it, and just watch our fucking reactions.
I'm with it.
We'll check comments every once in a while.
Got a feeling my dogs will be all over this one. So, all right, cool. I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So, all right. So, yeah, this week, Monday night is the variety show, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time.
I work this weekend.
And then Tuesday, we're back with you again. We'll have our girl Stacy on with us. We are going to discuss our top 10 most impactful wrestlers of all time. We will give a list. And we will not share with anyone in the class until that night. We will do it starting. We'll each give number 10, then we'll give 9.
Okay. Individuals or
yeah, we're not doing factions. We can do another episode on factions or tag teams, whatever you want. Now you can put in, if you want, I see where you're going. You could put Paul Heyman on your list.
That's not where I was going.
Okay.
I was thinking more like the Clique. It wasn't a faction. But to put all 4 of them individually,
you'd have to.
But they all as they had more of an impact as a group than 3 of them. Scott Hall is the one I'd be worried about putting on individually.
Okay. Well, you gotta leave Scott Hall. It's individuals, no factions, no none of that shit. Individual wrestlers.
I said, that wasn't a faction. That was.
You could put them in each individually, but if you're putting them together, that's what we call a faction, sir. That's like me saying the Shield. I could put Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns in.
Where I'm going with that is when they were in separate companies doing separate things at the same time.
Right, but you'd have to put them in themselves. I get exactly what you're saying, and I'm saying you're not allowed to do that. You want them in, they have to be in your own list. They have to take 1 spot per person. I'm gonna make you think for this. You got to come up with 10.
Hold on. I could probably come up with that right now.
You're gonna wait a week. We're gonna have Stacy. I'm gonna do it with you. You got some time to think about it because I know what you're gonna do. Number 1. Oh, I should have thought of this guy. Now you have all week to smoke some stuff and get right in the head. So, all right, cool. We're good. So Monday night variety show, next Tuesday wrestling show with Stacey Williams. Looking forward to that. And I'm not sure if Corey's got gaming this Thursday or not. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. We'll let you know if the gaming show is going to be this Thursday. I think it's an on week for them. They do it every other week, so we'll see. So
I thought they did it on the Thursdays I worked.
Yeah, I think they did change it to Thursdays. You're right. Yeah, it's Thursdays, but I'm not sure if it's every other week.
Right. I think it's on the Thursdays I work.
So they'll be this week then?
Next week.
Next week. Okay, we'll figure that out. So, all right. Justin, get us out of here.
Later.
Later, guys.